Welcome back, everybody. This is Joey with Steel Blade Woodworks, and today I'm going to bring you along as I assemble this JessEm Router Table. So before we get started, let me go ahead and just give you some part numbers or model numbers. This is the Master R Router Table. It's a phenolic table, has your rails ready for the fence. Also has this extruded aluminum T-track that'll also hold some of the accessories that you would use. And then of course it has your opening that'll receive your router lift. The next item is the JessEm Master R Fence 2. Right below it is the steel stand, your power switch, the router lift 2. Below it is their new dust box. So let me get everything unboxed. We're gonna start off with the stand and then progress through the build. On this portion of the build, we have the router table stand. The packages are labeled. One package comes with 4 pieces and it is the top upper portion of the stand. The other one has the bottom pieces. On this portion of the leg, you see how you have 2 sets? This bottom set is for your mobile base or mobile wheels. These have to face to the side of the router table. To kind of put it in perspective, this would be the front side of your router table here. That way, when it's on the router table like so, your wheels would be off to the side. Included in the packaging is your hardware, and these are stainless steel 3/16 Allen head screws. The long pieces are gonna go across the front with the flange facing up. This will be where your router table bolts onto. Go ahead and get each front piece installed. Like so. Do this one, do the other side, and then we'll attach both pieces with the short flange assemblies. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done. Be right back. All right, and there you go. That easy, super simple to put together. Let's move on. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble the dust box. You're going to have 52 of these small screws that go on all these portions here. They provide a screwdriver or a hex head type end on it and a little backup wrench when you're installing the door. We're gonna just go ahead and put it together. Here we go. Now you can see that the box is assembled and ready to get mounted to the bottom of the phenolic table. What we're gonna do is get that table put over here, and they provide 2 brackets. You use the existing hardware. You may have to put this on there and mark it and see if everything's gonna fit. Hopefully it'll just mount up and we won't have to drill. If you have to drill, they provide you a bit with a stopper, and these are some self-tapping screws they provide. There's 6 of them. So let me get set up and we'll be right back. The flanges on the dust box did not line up with the pre-existing holes on the table. So what I did is I divided the table up in half, measuring from here to here, got a halfway mark as you can see. Then we did a halfway point on the box itself. Then I simply set it on here, lined it up with my marks, marked my holes. Now what we'll end up doing is taking this drill, setting the stop at the correct depth for this screw, and go ahead and punch 6 new holes in here. This is something that you may have to do if you don't have the new tops. This box doesn't mount right up, and that's why they send the drill bit so that you can do it. I'm gonna get those drilled out, and I'm gonna get the box mounted, and then we'll come back and we will actually put the stand on top of this. As you can see now, the dust box is mounted. Now I put the frame on top, and it takes a total of 14 screws. I'll use the screws provided when I purchased the tabletop and secure the steel leg structure to the router tabletop. And that pretty much takes care of this part. The next section that we'll move on to will be putting the router top in, as well as the fence. We'll be back. As you can see now, the router table has been mounted to the stand. Now we're up to the portion where we're going to install the router lift. I will suggest to follow the instructions on installing the router into your lift. In this kit, when you get it, you'll have these set screws, and there's 10 of them, and they go strategically placed around the router lift plate. And what these do, these are made for the leveling portion. Once they're installed or started, simply put it in here, and then you basically will install the provided Allen wrench and screw in and start leveling your plate off, adjusting each screw individually till you get your router plate level with the router tabletop. Then they provide these screws. They'll take 1 on each corner, and that's that. Once you get this installed, lock it down. I'm gonna get this going, and we will come back and then talk about the router fence. Okay, now that the router plate or router lift has been installed, the next item is your fence. Now these rails here were installed off camera. When you get your router fence, these rails come with it. These rails have to be installed from the bottom. You will more than likely have to drill. Some may match up to the top depending on what you get. Once you drill, they're a self-tapping screw, and all you basically do is take a straight edge like so and line the back of these up to the back of this table. Mark your holes, drill them, then install them. Once they're installed, the router fence comes together. There's a few options that come with it, like your guard and this little device here. And what that is, it goes on the end of this extrusion or this fence down here, locks in place. And what that does is that keeps this fence from moving around on you when you loosen it up. So we're gonna put this in so you kind of get the idea. What it does, it hits here at the side of this rail, and it won't allow the fence to ride back and forth. What we're gonna do now is install these, put this in from the top, put the nut back on just a little bit, let it just grab the threads, and do the same for the other side. These nuts here actually slide into this groove of the rail, okay? Then these measuring devices, they've got some thumb screws down here that allow you to move these measuring sticks to a position that you want, and then just tighten your fence. On the back side here, there's some thumb screws that will allow these to ride out like so to give you the ample room here. This, you just need to assemble, put the nuts on there, simply just slide this in like so, bring it in here, and then of course you can adjust this according to the height of your bit. And these thumb screws just simply screw in like so, and there you go. For the most part, your router table is assembled. Till next time, thank you and goodbye.